Hello, Scorpio. So I am going to jump in right now and we will circle back to a couple things in a minute. Spirit is telling me that first and foremost this week, your intuition, your foresight is going to be your best friend. Keep your patience, keep your cool, keep your calm, keep your composure. Don't perceive what you believe to be. Trust your intuition and foresight of knowing what is, and then making decisions from that space on what or how you handle things this week. All right. So your perception, of course, it will be through a specific lens of your own, right? Based upon your experiences, but Spirit is saying don't take the human version of that. Take the intuitive, higher self, spiritual, version of that. The dog just came in with her big old ladybug. Reminds me of rolling dice. Somebody could be throwing something down on a table, on a space. It's kind of like, well, show me your hand. What do you got there? So there's something about that, Scorpio. So I just, as Spirit brought that through, I wanted to get that out of my system, I guess, before I lost it, right? And if any of you, speak with Spirit yourself, you know that those messages can come in rather quickly and you want to do something with them ASAP, and I didn't have anything here to write them down with. So we'll go back to the beginning. Scorpio, welcome. It's your weekly read. Today is January. Oh, cheese and crackers. Here we go. Ninth? I think it's the 9th. January 9th through the 15th, 16th, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know. Monday through Sunday. There you go. Scorpio, if you're returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Personal reads are open and available. Info is in the description box below. There's my email. Reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Personals are open this week. Channel memberships are open. Please do join us. I had a few comments last week about how some of you guys really did, I guess, enjoy the lower tier in the channel memberships. If you want me to bring those back, say so. If not, I can let it go. But I felt, just me, right? I didn't get a lot of feedback on those, but I wanted to make sure that you guys are getting what you want and what you need and what makes sense for you, right? The most bang for the buck, right? Kind of thing. That's important to me that you're satisfied with that. And so if you feel that that's important to you, you'd like to have that lower tier just to do these little things, that's fine. You just let me know and I will reinstate that if that's what you want. Otherwise, the other tier, Spirit Notes, daily Monday through Friday reads, some extra stuff on there occasionally, but full access to all things. I don't know what in the world is going on here, but I have watched both the cat and the dog, one cat of 3, come flying through the doorway here, which I don't know what the hell that's for, but okay. What else, Scorpio? So yeah, your weekly read Monday through Friday, we'll go through, see what's going on. 333 on the clock. I think Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Stellium. This is for you, and I hope you guys had a good weekend. So the rest of the February read, Scorpio, that includes you, will be out hopefully this week. I'm not gonna swear to anything because every time I do, shit gets goofy. So that's that. So that's the way we're gonna roll. All right, Scorpio. Overall, Spirit, there's a bit of a nervous, like, it's forward movement, it's progress. This week we've got Saturn moving into Aries on the 14th. So on Saturday for Valentine's Day, Saturn will be moving into Aries. That's a big deal. It's a real big deal. And then next Monday, we've got the eclipse, the solar eclipse. Aquarius and Leo energy coming through. We've got the Chinese New Year, moving to the year of the fire horse. There's a lot going on in the next, it's like shorts. It's like, short, I don't want to call it short stints, but everything seems to kind of happen at once, Scorps, and there's something about that energy where everything just kind of, You might be sitting around for 10 days with your thumb up your ass kind of feel, and then all of a sudden, kaboom, everything happens on, as I say that, wheel of fortune and caution. Preserve your energy, Scorpio, where you can right now. I do feel like there's a friction point coming. There's something you might feel is coming. You don't know what that is yet. You're not certain, but you know that something is building. Like eventually, the crescendo, right? You know, has to happen. It's happening. Spirit for Scorpio. I don't know that there is, Spirit, I don't even know that there is an overall theme, Scorpio, but you are the mystical. There's things you don't, I don't want to say that you don't know, but I think that you are very used to things happening in odd and peculiar ways that sometimes still to this day blow your mind. And I can tell you guys, right? You've heard me say it before. I've been doing this for 35 years. Spirit still astounds me after all this time how things work. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? That's crazy. They never cease to amaze me. And Scorpio, I think that's the beauty for you in anything that happens is like, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you know you have to ride the waves, but you know it's for a higher purpose. And that purpose is coming. It's kind of like playing a little bit of connect the dots. But you do well in mystery. You yourself are mysterious. You might even come across this week, Scorpio, mysterious. You might even come across to some people like a know-it-all. But I said to you, it's like the ladybug, where is she? She's over there, I can't reach her. She's red with black dots, right? Like a ladybug. And I said about dice. I seen this card in my mind's eye when I said that to you. And there it is. Illumination. Scorpio, I've said it a lot in the past, I think 6 months. Like if I'm gonna bet on somebody, Scorpio, I'm gonna bet that your words, your actions, your mouth are gonna back your ass up every time. And for some people, the name Peter could have significance. It could be someone's last name. Names could be specific too. That could be a trigger. Something about a name could be a trigger point for you. So you could think about like name association, maybe. Name, it's like, Spirit, name that tune. I don't know. Something could be, something in relation to a name or a title could signal some kind of practical hostility. I don't know, Scorpio. Do with that what you will. You'll know if that's for you or not. But this knowledge that you have, some people might not take too kindly to that. And I talked about that. Look at that behind that. I talked about the perception, Scorpio. Make sure it's not through destiny and fate, Scorpio. You have lived, you have lived so many lifetimes. Like when you've acquired your knowledge, and I think that this is something that the way Spirit's bringing this through, this is something that Aquarius season is doing for you. That all of the acquired knowledge of all past lifetimes, all things that you now know from this one, it's like an accumulation. Like you could write a book on what you've learned from past lives, this life. Something about conception as well, from the point of conception. Some of you could have memories to conception. I mean, it's crazy how it comes through, but you just know things. And some people will go, whoa, Scorpio is really intelligent. How did they know that? Interesting. That's quite mysterious. Other people will look at you and go, you're a fucking know-it-all, Scorpio. Just shut up. How could you possibly know? You know, the non-believers there, I say it. But Scorpio, you believe in something even when you can't see it. Sometimes what you say is, I don't want to call it a premonition, but it is a knowing. It is, I don't know how I know, but I know. And for some of you, it is life experience, a pattern recognition that I know because been there, done that, and we ain't doing this shit again. When people don't listen or haven't been there, or they don't understand something and you say it, that that can be triggering for them because they feel like you are undermining their intelligence. And yet you don't mean it that way. You just already know. But again, been there, done that. You've got the experience. You've got the badge. You know, you got the trophy from the last time. So then when shit does go wrong, which you refuse, Spirit, you refuse to be at your expense. They're like, oh shit. Talk about eating some humble pie. Scorpio, you're trying to save some people from having to eat humble pie and they're not listening. Spirit's saying make sure you take rightful advice, though, too. You do what unites fronts and situations, not what divides them. When we divide, we conquer things that we shouldn't have to divide to begin with. That's kind of like gang mentality, right? We gang up on situations or people where we try to get a herd to follow a certain path. Could be against a person, could be against an organization, right? I mean, we look around the world, but I'm not using that as the primary source here, guys. This is about you. You're used to being on your own, handling things. So if there's more than one, you know, you've learned to pay attention to things before they happen because you see, you know what people are doing when they do make certain moves. If they're making certain moves, there's a motive behind it and you pay attention to the motive. Scorpio, either you're rubbing some feathers the wrong way or someone else is pushing yours, you know, this week. Dry lips, what else? All right, Scorps, let's see. Monday through Friday, let's get down to business here. I just heard, let me show you the way. Let me show you the way. Monday, encounter. Hope. Monday, Scorpio, to me, doesn't feel bad. I think there's a renewal of energy in something here. I think primarily in connection, it says meet by chance, love at first sight, crush. This could have to do with somebody else, but Scorpio, I think this is a coming home to you, a hope in trying to work with others along the way in situations, trying to be open and receptive. So I feel like Monday starts off. Tuesday, that's where things take a drastic turn. Today you could be feeling very hopeful, optimistic, and for those of you that might be new to the channel, heads up, I say Monday, Tuesday, blah blah blah, through Friday, 13:13 on the clock. It does not mean that this is going to happen on those specific days for you. You are on your own individual timeline. Take it where it fits, place it there. Do not force things to fit. This could happen on Friday for you, for all I know, right? So you've heard me say that if you've been here, so my apologies on the redundancy. But for those of you that may not be super familiar with me, it's just a day. Spirit knows no time. They just do what they need to do in divine timing, not human time. So just do know that. Tuesday, things take a turn. You're starting to explore other options, avenues, opportunities. Your patience could be wearing thin because there's a pressure here that's building. You've got a very strict focus on, Spirit is saying, retaining some sort of information, not allowing some slight layer of stability to change, and also not letting someone else affect your day. You are trying to maintain control, and you're finding ways. You're like, I'm going to be flexible. I can do this and that, but this is what I can do versus what I'm not willing to do, what I cannot sacrifice, Scorpio. There are things for you that you have learned. It's simple. I will not sacrifice this for that. I can do this and this. This is where I can meet you, but I will not sacrifice. And there's something about that on Tuesday that comes up. You're like, I will help you problem solve, but I cannot do it for you. Big difference. I'm going to go back to Monday, though, and clarify. I don't know. It just feels like stop there, Monday, Tuesday, then we'll carry on. Spirit. Monday for Scorpio. Clarify, encounter, and hope. Hi, kitty, kitty. Hi. Those pretty blue eyes. Five of Swords, Two of Swords, Scorpio. It's a bit... I almost feel like somebody's... I'm hearing holding out. Someone's holding out on something because they don't know what to do. What are they holding out on? Who's holding out? It's like I'm seeing this hope here, Scorpio. Take a look at this. Never really paid attention to it like this before. You see this dandelion puffball thing? Look at all the other ones. They've already lost their, I don't know, their fluff, their feathers, whatever you want to call them. They've already lost all that, right? And there's one last wish to be had, one last hope, one last maybe, right? If we could, there's something about the steps, guys. I just had a flashback. I don't think this is for me, but it's a relation, it's the way spirits bring it to me. There was a set of steps in my grandmother's house. I don't know, I'm trying to decipher. Spirit's telling me it's not for, the message isn't for me, but it's they're asking me to recognize what the interpretation of that is. So where you would go to her stairs, her front door, you could either go up the steps or you could go down the hallway or go to the right. If you went up the steps, bedrooms. If you went straight, walked you into the kitchen and past a basement door. If you went to the right, you ended up in the living room. You had a choice of where you were going to go. Left, right, or in the middle. And we've talked about that quite a bit. This hope, Scorpio, is telling me middle ground. Like, let's find a way to reason out. Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to that without losing control and also without trying to steer it either. Okay, it's like nobody's really steering the ship, but we're finding a way to do it together, right? We'll take turns. So what is that about on Monday, Scorpio? Spirit, Wheel of Fortune, there's twice. Two of Pentacles, the Emperor. Like, you know something's bound to change here. And the double Leo energy, triple Leo energy, actually, Scorpio. You know, we've got the... I'm going to say this. Whatever this is... hold on, we've got the solar eclipse on the 17th, and that's in, I believe, Aquarius. Right, hold on. I'm going to pause this and grab something. Hold on one second. Okay, Scorpio, I wanted to look something up because I'm looking at this Leo energy, and that's been very, very, very potent in your readings lately. And two things I'm going to point out. One, I stand corrected. This eclipse season is the end of the, I believe the end of the Pisces Virgo. So the lunar eclipse, I was like, when we started the solar eclipse on the 17th, that takes us into the lunar eclipse. Should be about 2 weeks later. Scorpio, I keep telling you all March 3rd. That number keeps coming up. We started this reading off with 333 on the clock. 3-3, March 3rd. It is a blood moon. It is at Virgo at 12 degrees and 54 minutes of Virgo. I still feel like there is that 2-week window between the lunar or the solar and the lunar eclipse is going to be very, very important for you in wrapping something up. It is going to cease a line. I'm hearing cease a line of communication that is necessary for other changes to take place. This is ultimately going to free you up from something that's long had shackles around your legs. Okay? And then, no, it is Aquarius. I'm not crazy after all. I'm not fucking nuts. Sometimes I have to like question myself here. Human is the next. But, so the solar eclipse is in Aquarius. I'm not wrong. It is in Aquarius. But fixed signs, immutable signs. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. You are going to feel this. You're going to feel this the heaviest of all. So just a heads up on that if you have those people in your life. Now, my question to Spirit is, we're digging quite deep here today, Scorpio, and we'll just call this a makeup for last week not having your weekly readout to you, as I should have, right? But things happen. So I want to know why, Spirit, no, okay, why we've got so much Leo energy here. Why all the Leo energy? They're problem solvers, I just heard. They're problem solvers. There's Sag energy is about the, I don't know why I'm getting Sag. Sag is about the expansion. Something or someone, Scorpio, wants to pull you back into an old rut, an old routine, an old whatever. Leo is propelling you forward. 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's like it's time for something new. It's time for fulfillment. That we think about the 4. 3 of Cups, there is a third party to your life, a situation, something is attached to somebody or to you that wants to create that 4th cup, that disappointment, that melancholy, apathetic, oh my God, I just want to be happy, and this thing is just going, well, Scorpio, we just want you to be miserable. So whatever hope you're holding out for, Scorpio, and I tell you this all the time, and I genuinely mean it, this is not just for a particular situation, Scorpio. This is multiple areas of your life in different ways. 9 of Swords. And there's the High Priestess underneath that. I told you, you're going to need to trust your intuition this week. King of Wands. There's that Sag energy. Leo as well. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands to me is Leo. Riding off to victory, into the sunset, being proud of what you've managed to do for yourself. King of Wands is like, well, Scorpio, you can come have a seat. We're going to do this again. You've got a couple things, and I feel like these messages are kind of mixing together for Monday. The energy is 22:22 on the clock. Understand that like what begins or has been going on needs to end. You will be victorious over it. You got 2 horses here, that baby and the horse of Leo energy. And there, as I go to say that, I go to pick up the sun. I picked up 2 cards, which was the Sun and the Ace of Cups, but what sat behind it was the Chariot when I went to pick it up. And as I went to pick that up, look what else was peeking out. The 8 of Wands. So talk about fast forward momentum. The Fire Horse. Come the 17th, Scorpio. You get through this week. I want you to take this week, or Spirit, I should say. Spirit wants you to take this week to really look over things. Don't make fast moves. Don't get worked up. Don't get impatient. Just gauge why people in your life are doing the things that they're doing right now. There's that High Priestess again. She's determined to come out of that deck. You need to trust your in tower, Scorpio. Let people do a certain thing this week. I feel like you're on edge. I think that you know there is something coming. You know, this moment of, like I said, like a crescendo kind of thing. Like the culmination of something is coming this week, and it is going to feel like something's got to give, right? Something's got to give, something's got to go. The crescendo is almost here, and Thursday, as I say this to you, Thursday seems to stick out. It's almost like every day this week, Scorpio, the anticipation around something is building, and you may be trying to keep, you know, a lid on the tower, and you know it's coming. So it's kind of like trying to you're trying to mitigate your own damages to whatever this is. You're trying to make sure before things propel forward that you have covered your ass, you have covered your bases, you have covered yourself, and you have the facts as they are, not as a perception of what might be, right? This is making sure you've got your duckies in a row before you jump the gun on something. Monday is going, I'm hopeful that whatever is to come is going to work out to my better benefit, come hell or high water. It's going to be okay. You're starting to dig this week, Scorpio, and you're going to dig deep for the answers because you need the answers. You have to have the answers, and you know that. Now, on Tuesday, It's like, I just heard this just gets more mysterious as we go. I don't know. I need to write that down. I don't know, Scorpio. There's a bunch of notes, and I feel like as I say this, and pardon my face being right up in your eyeballs there, there's a reason for that. There may be some spirit saying piggybacking messages off of this message that's going to help you make more sense later on in the week. What did I just say? Excuse me. All right, Scorpio. What about this Tuesday business here? Investigation, explore, search. Going back to returning to a same either energetic point, lesson, place, time, a person, conversation. I feel like this is more memory of going, hey, I was there. I had this conversation with so-and-so, or I was in this situation one time and I remember someone said this, and you hear something that makes you, it triggers that, right? As I said, Seven of Swords. You're recollecting certain things, Scorpio. You're taking back information, right? The Seven is still swords. It's thought, it's information. You see opportunity coming in from something that somebody said, or you're able to decipher or decode something that was a bit deceptive in the past. This is kind of like hindsight, right? 2020 kind of thing. But now you're able to see a deeper reason for something. Queen of Cups, you again, still Cancer, Pisces, energy, Temperance. You're still trying. This is when I've said to you in the past that it's hard to get upset with somebody because you know they're wrong, right? Or they're not living to their highest of integrity, but you can't get mad because you know why they're doing it. It's just like, whatever. Like that Queen of Cups with that says, like, I get it, but it's not okay. You know, I understand. I feel for you, but it's not okay. You're holding a light, Scorpio, a match, a torch, to somebody else's bullshit. And I think you're trying to hear them out, but I think with that hot and you're looking for it, like it's like somebody says that one key thing, Scorpio, and you know exactly what that means. And you're like, I'm hearing hands off. Because I do that, hands off. Like you want to back out of something, you want to walk away from something, you want to change your mind about something. Knight of Wands, don't do it impulsively, Scorpio. A Tower. I think that somebody is coming at you with, could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio. I've got the Cups and I've got the Air here. They're determined to get what they want on their terms. Scorpio, you will turn your back to it. You will turn your back to a request from somebody. For some of you, not all of you, I'd say 30% of you, somebody isn't trying to be malicious. They just think that they know more. They don't. And I'm not saying that Scorpio, right, is the smartest of them all. So if you're cross-watching, that's not what I'm saying. But there's a lived experience there, maybe for you, cross-watcher, or for you, Scorpio. But somebody believes that they can either talk their way out of something or through their eyes, if they can just convince you, then it would make it different. I'm going to call bullshit, okay? Call bullshit on that. What is this Tower about? I mean, you got the explosion here twice, plus the Knight of Wands. That's a lot of fire energy. That's a lot of quick temper. That's a lot of passion. That's a lot of fiery, robust communication. It's immature with that Knight of Wands as well. You know, that also gives me Death card. I was just going to say with the King of Swords. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, again, somebody thinks they're smarter than somebody else or something like that. Scorpio, I was just going to say, this is like saying something you can't take back. And if you know anything about a Scorpio, watch your words. Because if you cross the line of like a malicious pain, there's no going back with a Scorpio. You say the wrong thing and Scorpio will never show wounded to you, but they will cut you off. And then it's up to you, the mysterious part of Scorpio. Did you piss them off or did you hurt them? Because you will never really truly know. Scorpio, the death card, there you are. Double stamp you, the Tower, Aries energy as well with the death card. That is Scorpio. So there's something here, Scorps, that you are taking responsibility for something ahead of its time is what I'm hearing, to stop it. And it's like it's interesting. I'm seeing her as like, she's got her card, this high priestess, she's got her cards out on the table. And if you look at her with that magic ball, with her crystal ball, it's like she's pulling it back towards her and going, with a collection of this and this is what I've got. I know something you don't know. 3113 on the clock. That is the death card. Scorpio, you know something they don't know. Or a cross watcher could be you if you're looking in on a Scorpio. But you can't be fooled. You cannot be fooled. Queen of Swords, you cannot be fooled. Spirit, Wednesday for Scorpio. Sing, praise, performance, greed. Spirit, go ahead and clarify. Spirit, what is Wednesday about? Scorpio. You think about death, right? If you were to look at it from a physical perspective, like everything decays, right? Everything decays pretty quickly. And this greed card, there's a quick decay of somebody's feelings. Scorpio, when you turn, again, this is twice now, Tuesday, Wednesday, you turning your back to something. Whoever or whatever this is in your life, Scorpio, they are so used to getting their way with you. So used to getting their way. And it's just got that whole, like, I know it's from a movie and I can't remember what it is, but I remember this person just being so upset, and he just takes his arm and he's like, oh, how could you do that to me? This person's looking at you, Scorpio, like, how can you be unbothered? Look what you've done to me, Scorpio. You're going on about your day. You're handling things as they come. You're not dealing with laziness. You're not dealing with gossip. Like, this is, your no bullshit meter is like at an all-time high because you just want peace. I mean, you look at this greed card, and then you look at this card, and this is, she had her back to it. Like, living her best life, singing her heart out, being in her own little happy bubble, not letting the weight of the world get to her. She's got wings to fly, right? Like, she's gonna be fine no matter what. The star, as I say, the star comes out with the Ace of Pentacles. This is you, Scorpio, going, I've got my halo on, and I will find a way. I will find a way. I will make it work. I will alchemize. I will do what I do best. And somehow, a new beginning will begin, one way or another. Because I'm destined for this. Aquarius energy is working in your favor. And I said, like, Aquarius season, you're supposed to know this, or something like that. Did I not? With this greed card, Spirit. The Magician, the Eight of Wands. But somebody else thought they could enforce some kind of will. This is, I'm going to call this, like, somebody going, hey, but Scorpio, here's the fast track to get to this. This is like somebody trying to rope you into something, going, but if you just go my way. So Lenny Kravitz, you want to go my way? If you just go my way, we're going to get there faster. We're going to do it like this. And you're like, no, I'll take the long road. Why? Because I'm going to learn other things on that that path. And not that you're taking a long road in the sense, Scorpio, of a hard road. You're taking one that aligns, the star. You're taking one that aligns just because you move forward fast in something. And I think for you, no matter how you slice this, it's going to feel very fast to you. This is someone rushing you to make a decision. This is someone who's playing magic tricks, going, hurry up, so you see this? Look, poof, poof. You know, it's like that with that magician, Gemini energy, because they're trying to hurry up and get their way on something that will be, Spirit said, short-lived. It's instant gratification. They're holding back the sabotaging factors here, Scorpio. They know what the end result will be. King of Cups to the Ten of Swords. It will destabilize you. You may not see it all, but you know damn well you're not going there either. The Star, Spirit, clarify the Star for me. The Tower, Scorpio, with the Emperor. You're holding control over with the Ace of Swords, with your own life. With your own life. Ace of Swords, this is your truth. This is what you know. You have finally, after 2 towers, both decks, 2 towers. Tower to the Death card. Tower to the Emperor. I have transmuted and regained control of my life. No one else gets to hold control of that anymore. I told you, someone is trying to hold on to that. And your truth is like, I've healed past this. Scorpio, and there's the Ace of Pentacles. 4 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Swords, the Hangman. You will suspend everything until you know the outcome. This is like, have you ever gone to the store, you've got a buggy full of groceries, and you get up to the machine and you got all your stuff rung in, and you open your wallet and you're like, shit. Where's my bank card? Oh my God, like, where's my credit card? Where's my money? Like, oh my God, I left it on the table at home. Or did I leave it in my car? Oh my God, I forgot I got gas. So it must be with me, right? So you'll call over someone and they'll suspend, right? Suspend, Hangman. They'll suspend your transaction until they know if you can pay or not. They're not going to make you do it all over, but they're going to wait for you. Scorpio, you're the cashier, you're the manager. You're coming in to suspend a behavior. To suspend a long-standing prior agreement that has proven to be a fucking disaster. And as I say that, my entire frequency in my ear just changed and it's ringing like you would not believe. It's not even that it's my normal thing. Like, it is just ringing insanely. Wow, that is huge. And now it's gone. Holy smokes. That was crazy. It's done. You will suspend anything that tries, it's just a hard stop. You know, it's like putting your kid in the corner 5 minutes for throwing a meltdown. Like, apparently you need a pause. Scorpio, hell, you might need a pause this week. Take it. Put yourself in timeout if you need to. Because, I feel like as the Emperor here, Scorpio, you're sitting there with your thumbs. You're going to be sitting there like this. You are definitely sitting there like, what you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. But the Emperor, when his boundaries are pushed and he has to make a decision, like, let's say, to go to war, it is, you can be the nicest guy in the world until you're not. The Tower with the Emperor says 39:39 on the clock. I'm real patient until I'm not. Don't push my limits. Okay, Scorpio, be careful with that energy because that can backfire for you, right? I do think that you are trying to compose yourself when I look at this, because there's something here at greater stake for you. The next 10 years, I think life has got some real good wins for you. And you know that's just the tip of the iceberg for you, or the next 10 years. And you want to enjoy those. You don't want anything to come in and destabilize what you've worked to create for yourself to this point. Are we ever fully rid of all the people from the past? No. Let's be real. Are those people going to show up from time and again? Sure. It's kind of the inevitable, right? But it doesn't mean that it defines us, and it doesn't mean that it owns us. And you've learned how to take back that power. For some reason, I'm just going to throw it in. Eclipse season's coming in. Excuse me. You could feel a little more edge of your seat than normal. And that's okay. You're human. You're going to have that. And that's all right. What is this person? Scorpio, I do think there's a couple of people that are kind of pushing your last button and they're holding back. They're thinking if they hold back, they'll get their way. Like, this is kind of like someone try 10 of Wands sideways. It's almost like they want to do something, but they don't, because they're trying to strong arm a position of their own fear, is what I just heard. They're defensive because they're afraid of what the outcome for them is. But you're going, I've been here, I've done this, I know the way. I've laid the pavers to get to where we are here. So I need you to trust me and follow me. And if you don't, I can assure you I'm not going your way. I've been down that road and it doesn't work. These people could be older than you, Scorpio. I think that's the real interesting thing to this, Scorps, is they feel older, but mind-wise, you are intellectually aged, again, based upon all these lifetimes of knowledge. This week, it's becoming super clear to you. The Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, it's becoming amazingly clear to you how much you do know, how much maybe you've doubted yourself, and how much you're not going to do that. And I think for you, part of the impatience with this, like, don't make me go there, is because it feels like a waste of time for you to even have to engage. And that might be where people are going, oh, you're a know-it-all. Oh, Scorpio, you're arrogant. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. It's like, no. It's almost like you may not feel like your teacher material this week, right? Maybe it's like when teachers sometimes lose their patience with the kids. They're human. They've had a bad day. I'm not saying that's okay to take out a bad day on the students, but some days we just don't have a lot of patience. And maybe the teacher yells at your kid a little quicker than she typically would. Doesn't mean she's happy with herself, but she's like, okay, it is what it is. Like, we got to carry on. Class continues. Scorpio, that I just don't feel like if people are coming to you for lessons, not that you won't give them the lesson, but you're making a requirement that I don't know if this is really like the best example. I don't mean this like to slight anybody, so please don't take it that way. But it's like you have your regular academic classes in school, and then there were ones that were like advanced learning, or I think they were called like IP or something, but they were like, you could take the smart kid classes, right, in high school, like a level up. It was harder than the basic education or whatnot. Like, Scorpio, you're in the smart kid class and everybody else is on this basic level kind of thing, or at least the ones you're dealing with. And it's really frustrating because it's like you're trying to speak a language that they don't speak, right? This is, you speak English, they speak Spanish. 4 on the clock. How do you translate to find common ground in something that you're very different about? I will say this: you are trying to be adaptable. You are trying to see it differently. And that's what is keeping you in your seat and maybe keeping your mouth shut. But it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. So I would just be careful with that, okay? So heads up on that. All right, Scorpio, Thursday. Just be cautious, okay? Be cautious. Sometimes communication, Scorpio, isn't your strong suit because other people, while you're the water sign with the emotions, you hurt other people's feelings. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Some people, dare I say, they deserve to get their feelings hurt, though. But I don't know if that was appropriate. That's probably one of the Scorpio things I should have kept to myself. But, all right, Thursday for Scorpio. Synchronization. Thursday seems to be a bit of a different energy. I'm going to pause this, guys, for just a second. Give me a minute. Okay, Scorpio, sorry. All right, so Thursday's got a different flair to it. I like it. Some of you could be sorting through old things, going through old things, listening to music. Music could hold inspiration for you too. Chicago, you are my inspiration. Is that Chicago? Yeah, you are the inspiration. You bring meaning to my life. You are the inspiration. I don't know, something like that. Or something that once inspired you. Oh my God, what is going on now? It's driving me crazy. What you are now in tuned with, Scorpio, has changed. And I think that there's some, Spirit's calling it accolades, that you're giving yourself, going, it's okay if I do know this. It's okay if I recognize these things. It's almost like you've blamed yourself, or you are blaming yourself for knowing certain things. Like, if I wouldn't have known certain things. Gee, how do I put this, Scorps? Spirit's bringing up one specific thing that happened last week, and I guess I'll use that as the example. When we're intuitive, right? We know things without knowing why or how we know, right? We know this. And sometimes I could tell you in something that's happening that's very front and center in the news right now. I was getting downloads for something, for that thing, rather than what I was trying to get information on. And then a couple days ago, following that, I had made a note during the time that that information was coming in. And I made a note and I sat with my guides and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know that this is right or wrong. I trust that Spirit is right. But when you go out into the world to other people, it may not be well received. They might call you crazy. They might call you a kook, right? I don't go looking for you all. You come looking for me, right? There's a difference. I don't go out there with my shit in a basket peddling it to you all. Here I am. If we're meant to meet up, we will. When you have pertinent information, it can feel like a blessing and a curse. And what do you do with that? And you've, again, been, as I say, that uninvited guest. Like, there's something that you know would disqualify certain things so that they could change their focus and attention to something else. Scorpio, you may know something. Boy, this is tough. You may know something. You may see something that is, I don't want to call it necessarily predictive or premonition-like, but you just know you know. And it's like I almost wish I could forget what I know, because it's almost like having guilt for knowing and maybe not speaking up about something, or not knowing what to do with that information at the time. There's a little bit of guilt, I feel, that comes in with that, because it's beautiful in one aspect, the way that whatever this is comes in. This could be maybe your best friend. Let's say your best friend's got a kiddo and you see, like, you know something's coming. But you also don't want to, it's like maybe it's a sore spot between your friend and that kiddo. And you don't want to kind of like poke the bear or the beast. And it's like, it's none of my business. I have to stay out of it. But then you sit back and you watch and you're like, I knew. Like, should I, literally 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Should I have said something? 2 of Pentacles. Am I wrong? Did I hide away? But your healing is like, did you though? Did you protect somebody from, if you would have interfered, oh, I got the chills. Scorpio, sometimes if we interfere with that knowledge without invitation to it, somebody's going to miss the marker on hard lessons. Somebody, particularly a masculine energy, is supposed to learn a very specific lesson. And it's because they were so busy in the busyness, they forgot to listen to their higher self. Someone's getting a strong lesson on that, okay? At 10 of Cups to the Sun, they're 8 of Cups. They're learning something very specific that when they walk away and ignore certain emotions or a certain feeling, that's when trouble comes. It's like, have you ever been somewhere and you walk in that room and you feel so restless and you can't wait to leave, but you're there, and the next thing you know, maybe somebody knocks over somebody's drink and an argument starts and you're like, I knew something was going to happen. Like, it's bad, it's ugly, I want out of here. You know the energy. Whomever, whatever you're dealing with, they haven't learned that energy. If you tell them, hey, this, and this are going to happen if you don't pay attention. If you don't do this, or here, I have this information that could stop X, Y, and Z from happening. Or I know where you need to go to find this. They miss the lesson. It's hard when you are who you are to sit back and have to let people who are, dare we call it, asleep, have to learn the hard way. Same thing with your children, right? You can't stop them from every heartbreak and hurt. It's our job to protect them and do the very best that we can. But there are times that they're not going to pay attention, and they have to learn the hard way. And there will be adults in your life too, Scorpio, that are going to be the same. And they will fight you tooth and nail. But you have to let it be. Okay, so the clarity is why. The clarity is why, Scorpio. I always say the clarity is why. Anything else on this? The Hangman, the Lovers, the Knight of Swords. It's like, it's funny, this Knight of Swords doesn't come charging in like we see in the traditional Rider-Waite. The sword is intact in its sheath, and it's like, is now the time? There's a hesitation to that knight to communicate. And what's underneath that is the Hangman. The Lovers, you have a choice to make around that. 4 of Cups says, I'm not happy that I'm sitting here behind this knowledge. But I have to trust, like literally everything I just said. I have to trust that fate, the divine timing, the Wheel of Fortune, will show them, will help to stabilize what they need to know for the next time around. And then sometimes, guys, sometimes that has to happen at the expense of other people. And you don't, it's like watching an innocent person get hurt as collateral damage or a bystander, but sometimes you have to let it happen. There's a reason for that. Tough knowledge, but valuable, right? And this isn't about you. It's about them, okay? Friday, Spirit for Scorpio. Pet and curiosity. Watch your pets that they're not getting into something that they should not be, because, you know, curiosity killed the cat. Like, don't let them get into your cupboards or something maybe in a basement. If you've got rat poisoning or something, cats specifically, pay attention to your cats. One could be very mischievous, hurt itself. It's almost like a stove paw or something. Cats are like acrobats. They're supposed to land on their feet, but I mean, most often they do, but not always. Mirror comes out sideways on Friday. Loss of control. That's for the kitties. Okay. I was like, what? Let me just clarify that. That's for those of you with cats. Cats are important this week. Intuitive, right? Intuitives. Nine of Swords. It's something you might be able to take care of. For others of you, you might have to call a vet for. Just a heads up. And then Ace of Wands sideways. Six of Wands sideways. You're learning a lesson over that. Like, you're just knowing what you need to put on lockdown, I guess. Anything else Friday for Scorpio? By 2 o'clock, I feel like on Tuesday. Maybe on Tuesday and Friday, you feel like throwing in the towel. There comes that collection card again, depravity. You see someone sustaining some kind of loss, Scorpio, through the chaos. Someone could be trying to siphon money. Finances. Pay attention to if you go out, you're not double charged for drinks, or you know, if you're out with friends or something, right? Friday, well, it's the day before Valentine's Day. Make sure your drinks are covered. Keep your eyes on your drinks. But I feel like this is like being double charged for something on Friday. Somebody trying to be an opportunist. Like, let's say you give somebody a 20 and they give you, I don't know, your bill's $10 and they give you a 5 back out of 20. Like, pay attention to getting change back as well. That you're getting the right amount. Talent. Finances. This could also just be energy, Scorpio, on a Friday. Yeah. Someone could be trying to siphon your energy. They're wanting more for less. You're really, it's like full-time. F and T and F are real important here. Full-time, part-time, I'm hearing. If your salary, like, these are my full-time hours, and you know, yeah, this week I might work 80, but it's about balance, right? So there could be some argument around a salaried position about what full-time and part-time look like also. Like the differentiations of something around that, or you know, I worked this overtime and I didn't get paid for it. I won't do it again until I am, you know, it's rectified. If you know you're worth something, Scorpio, don't work for less than that. Know your worth, know your value this week. That's going to be important. Like, you've given enough samples. People around you have long known enough. I'm hearing long known enough what you bring to the table, and if they're not willing to compensate you accordingly, whether this is time, energy, money, effort, whatever, it's just a no. It's okay to say no, Scorpio. And I think you will. 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords. And nix that. You've learned from the past. You've learned from the past that you know, in the 6 of Cups, he's giving her a pot of flowers or a cup of flowers. You know what you deserve. And anything less than that, you can't do it. They shouldn't expect you to do it, right? The Fool, the King of Cups. I just keep hearing you're talented, Scorpio. 7 of Pentacles. You'll wait for the right opportunity. You'll wait for the right thing to come in. You'll wait to make the right move. And it's coming. So you got 2 sevens here, Scorpio. That's good luck. You knowing your value and your worth signals to the universe. Scorpio is not going to settle for less. Scorpio is not going to lay down and play dead for somebody to take advantage of Scorpio anymore. Whether this is energy, this is time, this is effort, this is money, if this is business, if it's lovers, it's whatever. There is no more laying down and taking it in all the wrong ways, Scorpio. It doesn't exist here anymore. I just heard you can love your job, you can love your people, you can love the things, but the answer is no. And I got the King of Cups clarifying the King of Cups. Like, you have truly learned. Six of Pentacles about giving and receiving, Scorpio. Knight of Wands. You know, you give everybody the benefit of the doubt now, but again, once you see it, it's like, God, I'm good. I'm good. Literally, what comes out, I can't even see. Got the Hangman at the bottom. Again, you will suspend everything if that's what it takes. Give me a second. As they fell. Three of Swords in the reverse, Three of Wands sideways to Hangman. You're not going to hurt yourself for the sake of somebody else. If it doesn't produce an ROI, return on investment, I'll just wait. I'll just wait here. Scorpio, strategic, on point. Be careful on how you address things. It's a very pointed energy, Scorpio, for this week. You're done with the BS. Your BS meter, it's like it's not even, it doesn't even need to be on because you know it before it even gets started. It's the craziest thing. It isn't like you're even halfway into the conversation from the first word of that sentence that this person or whomever these people are, they start. You know what they're going to say before they say it, and you probably cut them off and don't even give them the chance to say it. Probably should listen, right? If nothing else, it gives them the opportunity to say they spoke, and Scorpio, it's also your opportunity to say that you listened. And I would encourage you, to at least hear their point of view. And I think you, again, you already know, but this isn't the same person maybe that you've dealt with before. So you've got to let them talk. Try to be patient. It's going to be tough. But I would still say to you, don't put up with any bullshit. All right. How about a Moonology card to wrap this up? How's that sound? If I can find them, where the hell are they? Oh God, right in front of my face. Leave it to me. Conclusions are within... You know what? I picked it up. I seen the color. It caught my eye in the bottom. That's just what I'm going with. Literally. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. That happens, Scorpio, March 2nd, March 3rd. There you go. Right now, meantime, your commitment to yourself and your what you know is being tested, and that's okay. Do test it, but be patient. I'm sending you all so much love. Have a fantastic week. Hopefully I will get some other messages out to you soon. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for the ways you support the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. I would love to hear from you. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.